Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to Pacific Paradise, and welcome back to this item we find ourselves building. We are once more on the PC version of the game, Steam version of the game, and for anyone who's new here, I'm just going to run through the controls real quick. Everyone who's been here regularly, well, you've heard this all before, but we are using W to go forward, S to go back, A goes left, D goes right, Q goes down, E goes up. You push and hold the right mouse button and that pans the camera around. As we come down close to the beach and open the toolkit, we have the life raft, and if we press R, well, that rotates, T transforms, C copies or clones, delete deletes, and if you have something selected and press F, that focuses. But wait, there's more. There's always more, because we have a bunch of brushes. Big blue brushes. We have 3 of them up here. We have raise and lower, we have set height, and we have smooth height. And if you're going around the island with the mount slider cranked up and you're smoothing the sand as is your wont, and then you think, I'm going to raise a little bit of land here, so you hit raise and lower and left click now, well, that mount slider is still cranked all the way up because that is linked to all the other brushes, which means you will put a spike all the way up to Io, one of Jupiter's moons, and that would be catastrophic because it would send all the other moons out of synchronous orbit and they would all go higgledy-piggledy and everyone would be sad, especially Jupiter. There are some other caveats as well. So with the terrain brush, crank that all the way down so you don't have to worry about the amount slider. There's no undo, save regularly, and if you do make a mistake, go back out to the main menu and come back in again. Just load an earlier save. We are looking at a volcano, a caldera. We have to use our imagination just a little bit. If we turn the ocean off, boop, there we go. We can also see this island is absolutely massive. It's huge. It's about as big as you can make an island and still have a beach around the outside. But wait, there's more. Yeah, there's some wrecks, but they're kind of hanging off. Hanging on. Hanging around? Yeah, this place is almost too big, which is kind of crazy. So to get a sense of scale, what we've done in the crater itself, we have put a boat, just a little boat, just to give ourselves a sense of scale. Otherwise, it kind of feels a lot smaller than it actually is. We've done a lot. We have, on several areas of the island, we've got things like the World War II fortifications. So we got a World War II fortification. They're very, very interesting over there. We've got a crashed plane. We've even got, as we come in, a little skelly bob here on the beach with a coconut. It's going to fall on it when the player gets close. But wait, there's more. Oh, there's always more. We also have, as we scoot over here, the trouble is the more items you add to an island, the more erratic the camera becomes. Kind of looks like you're having frame rate issues. It's not. So we have a forest. We've put a forest on one of the narrowest parts of the beach, but as we come in close to the hillside, by putting the trees on the beach, it does give us depth to the woods. It does look pretty good. And we've got a little secret walkway over here. So linked to all of that is a little secret walkway and the lava flow, which kind of goes out to sea as much as it can, with a little metal walkway there, and underneath we have ourselves, let's go through here, a lava tunnel. Now we put some rocks on the floor of the lava tunnel because if we select this skiff, bonk, bonk, that's about as far down as you can put an object. And you have to take the object out of the toolbox, and then you have to slide it up and down to find the true level. There is a maximum depth you can put things. If you can try and put things deeper than that, if you drag them initially out the toolbox, you might be able to put them deeper, but they won't render. And that is a problem. So that is the island as it is. It's huge. It's enormous. It's probably the biggest island I've tried to make by just area, in terms of trying to make it interesting and livable. Well, we've done our best. We still need to do a lot more on the outside, but this time I thought we could actually look at the caldera itself, because I'd like to draw a painting. Really? Yeah, I don't really want to go too mad with the inside of the caldera. And then we're going to go mad with the inside of the caldera. Yeah, so what I'd like is people to come over the top and go, wow, this is big, this is huge, and not have a bunch of trees blocking the line of sight. So the first thing we're going to do is put in a tree about here. Really? Yes. So we're going to come in and we're going to grab some big rocks and we're just going to assemble ourselves a little vignette with a tree. Why are we doing that? I mean, why do we do anything? I need the tree for a sense of scale. Oh. Alright, yep, carry on. Thank you. Yeah, tree for the sense of scale. So we're on the beach, we don't need to worry about grass sprites clipping through anything. I'd like it about here. So let's see how much beach we have. We got some beach. Okay, that's cool. So maybe we drag you slightly over here. Yeah, I think slightly further over here. Right, okay. So R to rotate. So we've got big rock, T to transform, and then we'll go to terrain. We will change the size of that brush down. Jeez, huge. Okay, we will change the amount slider just off the stop. Yep, that's fine. So we'll raise a little land up against the rock, which I think is nice. And we're going to just add some plants and greenery here. We're going to go a little light on everything else. Really? Yeah, I think that's probably for the best. Because with a Caldera, something like this, I think the spectacle of this existing is enough for the player. Because they're going to want to know what's inside. If there's nothing inside, it's going to be very deeply disappointed. So we'll smooth this off, crank the amount up, and just the size of the brush up as well. And that'll just even everything out along here, just a little bit. Try not to brush against the side of the side of the Caldera, because otherwise what will happen is it will absolutely start pulling the sides down. So we don't want to smooth the sides of the Caldera. I do want this raised up a bit, so sand on one, traditional sand on one side, dirt on the other. So we'll just raise that up using the reader terrain paint height. You click on the read terrain paint height button, and then you select the height that you want, and then you can left click, and that'll move it to the target value. Good. Objects? Yeah, I think so. Trees? Yeah, why not? We're going to put in a tree, a ficus tree. Ficus tree 2? Yeah, of course, it was always going to be ficus tree 2. Right. Let's see here. Rudder rotate. T to transform. And while there's not many objects in here, we don't have to worry too much about this toggle jumping onto something else. But I would quite specifically like, yes, branch to be out over the beach area here. Neat. Good. My head did jump. It jumped on the rock behind it. Alright, and then we're going to do C to copy. I hit the spacebar at the same time. That's what the noise was. Don't worry about it. R to rotate. Do you often do things like that? What? Just go to push a button and hit the wrong button? I think everyone does, don't they? That's not the correct button to slap. Alright. So we'll just... wrong tree. Can I select the right tree? Probably not. That's a rock. That's the wrong tree. Okay. T to transform. Slide you out the way. Can I select the right tree? Cool. So what we'll do is we'll just maneuver this one so it's... There we go. Select the other tree. T to transform and slide it back again. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's what I wanted. Let's check out the shape. Because a single tree is a little too thin. I think this is quite nice. Okay, and we can put some plants and things in here. So we will, not items, we'll close that up. It's ooh, rocks, big rock. That's too big. Other big rock? That's not bad. Pop that in, rotate it around. Just T transform. There's probably going to be texture on this, so we'll have to be a little bit careful about how deep we can put it. Rotate it, pull it out. Oh, that's better. T transform. Okay. Is that fine? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. If you're asking yourselves a question, it's probably for a reason. And then we'll do this as well. What we'll do is we'll create a little garden. A little garden? Yes, a little garden. So terrain objects. And the reason we're doing this is because once we've removed the boat... Oops. Oh, get out the terrain. There's so many objects in terrain, it's easy just to back the camera into something stupid. So once we get rid of the boat, the tree which is a big tree, is a ficus tree, gives you the sense of scale. And we don't need to then worry about scale. But it's like, this is a big area, but even in-game, if a player is standing up here looking in, it's like, oh, alright. But yeah, at least a tree adds scale. So we'll add some plants and stuff around here. So we'll go to objects, go to trees, acacia, probably. Something nice and chunky, because it's a big old space. Let's get ourselves up a little bit, drop it into terrain, rotate it a little bit. We should also probably add, we scroll down, what's a little peepee? Peepee's quite nice. What's the little peepee there? Oh, there you go. Did you find your peepee? It's a potato. Nice. Oh, resource plants. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not indeed? I'm just looking, Kura, Kwawa. Kura's quite a chunky plant. Probably just throw that in there as well. Hello? We got space for this? We do. We do. It's so big though. I think there's a Kura and Kwawa. Is it going to be alphabetical? Yes, there you go, Kwawa. There you go, that's better. Otherwise it's just too much of a big old plant and we've snapped onto something else. Okay, cool. You just drop it down a little bit. Don't need to rotate it at all. We're going to need a nana. Oh, nana plant. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Just there. Just to give you that little... Yeah. Ah, beautiful. Acacia. We got the one with the flower, the ceremony. Oh, yeah, we'll do that as well. Yes. Yes. There we go. Now we know. Okay, so a little rock action. We've got some bits and pieces there. What we can probably do is also go to rocks. If we go down to shoreline rock, we can put some shoreline rock along here. There you go. Just a little bit of interest. I like that. I like that a lot. Good. Alright, terrain objects, nothing selected. So now we've added a tree, we've added some rocks, we've added some bits and pieces. You can probably go. Make sure you are the thing that we have selected. Move you up a little bit. You are. Goodbye, boat. You were the best of us. It was the best of times. It was the... Oh, we clicked into the world. The worst of times. There we go. There we go. Right, now what do we do with this? Well, I really wanted it to be over here and to be building out here, but this is asymmetric in that if we turn the water off, yeah, it's a little shallower to the left than it is the right. The right is, it's not quite symmetrical, so if we were going to build anything, we'd build it sort of to the left, I think. Can we get into the water without going blue? Nope, it is. So yeah, sometimes you can go underwater and it doesn't go blue, and it's kind of cool. It helps you with your build. But otherwise, yes. I think what we'll do is we'll grab some rocks and we'll just put something here. Little jetty, perhaps? I think so, yes. Some of the researchers may have been working on, because they've had influence, but I don't think they're gonna... They'd want influence in here. They'd probably want to take water samples, so like a little jetty might be a good idea. Okay, so what we can do is, if we go to structures, and we can add a metal jetty. That's something we can absolutely do. Seafort bridge broken. Might be a useful thing. If we were to rotate, because what we can do is we can use the Seafort bridge broken. And it doesn't cost a Seafort bridge. We know we've only got about 14 of them. We put it into terrain. There we go. And we already have a design language for this, so we go to our rocks. And we've got to find them small rocks. No, that's structures, closed structures. I don't want the structures to be open, you see. They're just sort of in the way. Alright. That's interesting. That's quite deep there. Bloop, under the terrain. What we're going to need to do is raise you up. Right. Raise you up. Probably a lot lower than we would otherwise have. So are you still floating? You are. But we'll seed a copy, and then we'll move this around. We're going to need to change our camera view because the XYZ coordinates. Sometimes the XYZ coordinates kind of look a little confusing. If they do, just move the camera in a 3D space, and that'll allow you to see what you're actually looking at. So what we'll do is we do that. Press T, drag you down. So I don't want these to be huge. I want them to be kind of, which way's down? Red is down. I want them to exist, but I don't want them to like take the whole eye line. That's better. Cool. And I think what we could probably do is copy that. Just do something like this here. Now I want to copy you. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's better. Probably hit. Nope, not copy. To rotate. That's War Thunder, that is. Pressing C to look around. Yeah, muscle memory. Okay, that's good. So these two don't look the same. These two don't really look the same. That's fine. It's just a little thing. Rotate them. They're the same rock 4 times. You just give them a little rotate in its axis, one way or the other, and then it won't look like you've just pulled the same thing out of the toolbox 4 times. Good. Terrain objects. Right, well, these are floating. Just a little bit, but they are. Just a little bit. So what I'd like to do is probably raise something up under here. Now, we could add a little rock action. Shoreline rock, maybe. Just under here. Whoop. Something down there. But what I think I'd like to do first is raise the terrain a little bit. So raise and lower, the mouse slider down. Set raise, going to put head underwater. Gingerly click, left click just a little bit. Just to make sure we are in fact raising the right thing. It's going to be slightly awkward because of the way the camera is. I could turn the water off, but I'm not going to. Because I just want to be down here for a short period. Okay, we'll raise some more sand around here. Not too close to the actual rocks here, because we know that's the roof of the lava tunnel, you see. Smooth that off just a little bit, so we'll smooth. Okay, cool, nice. Good. If you have objects selected, what we could do is just slide this now. Just a little bit further forward. I think that's fine. And then you can come down just a little bit. There we go. So, oh, interesting. Don't really want that. So what we'll do is we'll move you into the terrain. There we go. Just a little bit. And lower you as well. And you. And you. So what I don't want is the back of this, which has a grab rail, to be showing. Now, the thing is, there is a tide. And the tide is going to affect this as well. So if we go here to the cog, that's about low tide. So there's a gap there, and then we change this. High tide is about here. So it is just touching the bottom of this metal. Just touching it. Neat. Okay. So yeah, tide is done on time of day. So the time of day slider. And it's not a lot, I guess. It's probably like, I don't know, half a foot if you're from the Americas. Maybe 25 centimeters. I don't know. I don't think they relate. But we'll go back to objects. We'll have a look at this. Is this fine? Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, why not? And we are going to close this up and go to structures because I want the rowboat. I want the skiff. Oh, yeah. Because I need it to sort of look like the researchers were doing something here. Cool. And it also gives people something to look at. Is that right? Is that fine? Is that what you would expect down here? Maybe. Maybe. I think, let's do this. Rocks, shoreline rock. I think shoreline rock, definitely. So I'm just standing up here, and I'm just using the shoreline rock, and I'm just like, is this good? Is this going to be better? Let's break up some of this. Probably. Yeah, that seems a bit more comfortable. A bit more comfortable. We'll move it over slightly. Yeah, gives a reason for the rocks to exist then. Nice. Okay, cool. Right. No, we don't have any walkways down into here. We have this walkway up here, which is probably the official way in. And then we have this over here, which is not the official way in, which is definitely a case of if you walk up through here, you're going to be breaking your ankles, probably. I shouldn't imagine that's going to be fun if you just drop off there. So yeah, that was a heck of a steep drop. Right, okay, let's do something about this. Do something about it. Yeah, now, there's no way that, I mean, we could build something out so the player can drop into the water, but I don't want that, if you know what I mean. I don't think that's a good idea, because that then just adds something vertically in this space, and I don't think that's going to look very good. So we'll go back to structures. Let's see if we can use something here. We could... I'm wondering about like shelter 7 or something. Shelter 4. Could we legitimately just jam the shelter into the terrain? Because there's a skeleton man and everything there. We do this. And just have something that the player can just stand on? Interesting. It's kind of rotten. It doesn't look like it would support much. And that's snapped onto something in the background, so we don't want to... There we go. T to transform, slide, and then there we go. So it's a structure. It's got some bits and pieces here. Oh, we're stuck in the structure. You can come here, and then you can stand on that. Yeah. How far? Let's move us in our XYZ coordinates. That's better. Right, I just didn't want the skelly bob sticking out. This thing may do something. I don't know if that'll do something. Let's rotate it so it's a little bit more. That's not what we are working on. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah. So as you come up here, you've got this, and you can just stand on here and admire. If you want to jump, you can jump. I wouldn't. It doesn't take away too much. I think LOD, yeah, it just disappears after a while anyway. So we should probably just add some greenery to that. That might be a good idea. So every sort of now and then, probably just add a small rock, something on the inside of here. Literally small rock. There we go. Which gives us the ability to then add some plants. Could add non-plant. Again, just for scale, really. Scale and something to look at. So you can slide that up. Now, why did you just add a rock? Is it just not getting in your way? Sort of. Sort of. Yeah, kind of. We can do that. And probably just carry on around the outside, much like the Buffalo Girls, slamming stuff into walls. Really? Yeah, why not? So, small rocks. Small rock, small rock. That is a small rock. Just kind of do the same thing. And if we don't like it, we can just come away and go, you know what? We can get rid of these. I think just put them in different places. There we go. Go back to trees. Acacia. Can we put big acacia? Probably. There we go. There we go. Now we know. Oh. Have the actual thing selected. Yeah, neat. Another naan. Maybe too much. Maybe too much. Okay. Let's see. Can I select the rock? Is that the rock selected? It is. There we go. It's a little better. You are totally in the terrain. Yes, you are. Let's back up. Yeah, just little bits and pieces here and there. So we could probably do the same thing with that. Just jam that further into terrain, so it's not quite as pokey out as it is. That's better. Because the inside is going to have lots of rocks and exposed things anyway. It's a caldera. Why would it not? So we can probably on the lesser slopes have things here as well, but not necessarily just have them with rocks and things. We just have the plants themselves. And obviously, plant wants to look upright towards the sun, so praise the sun. Aloe vera? Would that be a good place to have an aloe vera? Maybe, maybe not. I don't mind putting it there. I honestly don't mind putting it there. Cocoa bush? Yeah, I mean, we could probably do stuff around the inside with the cocoa bush. It might be a little bit too big. Salmon. Yeah. Let's just move you. And then it's like, well, if we wanted to put plants in the entire area, that's fine. But there's too much area to put lots and lots of plants. So I think a few, again, just for scale, is probably fine. So this is what we're going to have to do. Go around the inside of the volcano. Let's go, you know what? We should probably just, there's a thing there. Old school video games. Just add a few plants because that's what our GPU budget allows. There we go. Otherwise, I think it'd just be a little bit too empty. And I think certain places like this where it's kind of like falling away, maybe put a rock or something just to say, oh well, it's a little bit dangerous, or maybe not. No, I'll have to play it to full. We are definitely going to need to do something here though, in terms of a walkway. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to do something here in terms of a walkway. So what we should probably do is work on this. Just think about it. Because we have a walkway that comes at the top. I think probably the metal walkways that we got, and we can sort of zigzag down. I don't want something that goes around the whole crater, the whole rim. Maybe we just put something down here that's quite steep. Because that is fairly steep there, and we could probably just mirror that down here. I don't want to have like a huge amount of construction in here. I'd rather keep it open, bright and open. Yes, definitely. So the plants, LOD is going to be a factor here. So some plants are just going to disappear. Don't know what that's going to look like actually in the game. You don't? No. So here's the thing. The LOD in Stranded Deep it's a little problematic. So you put a bunch of stuff in, and then it disappears because Stranded Deep really wants to preserve memory, or just like not hog memory. Unfortunately, if you have a really good PC, that's exactly what you want. Just throw it all in memory and just allow you to see for miles and miles and miles. So I'm sinking some of these leaves into the hillside, but you're not going to really see those. Yeah, I think just put them in so that they don't look like they've been placed in. And if it does need, say, if there's gaps, say here maybe, throw something in. But I'm resisting the temptation to put lots and lots of plants in. So we're going to have to do the same thing with the other side of the island. Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing. Well, good. I'm going to leave it there for the time being because we've done kind of what we needed to do. I started working the caldera, but this place is huge. And we're going to need to do a bunch more stuff. And time is just running on. time is running on. So some of the plants, I think that's fine. Jetty, fine. We have this. In the back of my mind, I'll tell you what's going on. In the back of my mind, I don't know if the jetty is quite right. We might be able to work on this and do something a little bit more natural out of stone. Maybe. But I think for the time being, I'm going to leave it here. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, I'm really liking this, that's great. Leave a like, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell. And I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.